Now, we talked earlier about in sampling about strata. A strata was when we knew individuals had a difference that was going to be important to our results. Well, in an experiment, a block is the same thing as strata, but in an experiment, we don't call it strata, we call it block. So block equals strata. But block we use for an experiment, and strata is used for a sample. So a block is a group of units or subjects known to be similar in some way that's going to be important to our results. So if we take a look at this randomized block design, all we're doing is what we did on the previous page, this completely randomized design. All we're going to do is do that twice, once for each block. So this is a randomized block design for a smartphone experiment. We have 10 volunteers who either have a smartphone or have not used a smartphone, and we want to see how fast they are at typing. So we take these randomly chosen 10 students, or in this case, 10 students who volunteered to be a part of this. This isn't random at all. These 10 students, if you had a smartphone, you went up here. If you didn't have a smartphone, you went down here. Now comes the randomization. Remember, any experiment must have randomization, control, and replication. Okay? So we would randomly assign 2 of these smartphone users to keyboard A and the other 2 to keyboard B. We would randomly assign 3 non-smartphone users and 3 non-smartphone users. We would give them the keyboards, have them type, and we would compare the typing speed. So we would compare keyboard A and keyboard B within the non-smartphone and compare keyboard A and keyboard B within the smartphone. Then we would take the results of the non-smartphones and the smartphones and bring those together to combine our results to compare our overall findings. So a randomized block design just really takes 2 completely randomized designs and puts them together. A matched pairs design. It's a specialized type of block design. In a matched pair design, you usually will use yourself as your own control group. So you would compare you to yourself. It wouldn't be fair to compare me to you. We're very different. The example that we're going to use to describe a matched pair design is listed below here. Will putting this additive into your car increase your gas mileage? Well, if we have a total of 20 different types of vehicles for this test, and we want to decide if this additive increases your fuel efficiency or it gives you better miles per gallon in your car. Well, I couldn't split these 20 vehicles up randomly and 10 of them get the additive and 10 of them don't, because it could be we couldn't test a Ford F-150 versus a Toyota Prius. I don't even know if Toyota makes the Prius, but they're very different in their gas mileage originally. So we need to test each vehicle versus itself. So in a matched pairs design, what we would do is we would take each individual. So we take the truck versus the car. Okay. This truck would drive 1 tank without additive, and then 1 tank with the additive. And then it would be compared to itself. Did this same truck get different gas mileage when it used the additive than when it didn't? And then we would take this car and do the same. It would drive 1 tank of gas with and 1 tank of gas without. And then the next vehicle be tested against itself. We couldn't use a completely randomized design, because we could have, if we did, we could have all 10 trucks, and then here we could have 10 cars, and then the trucks all got the additive and the cars did not. Well, we can't compare trucks to cars. They get different gas mileage regardless if they have the additive or not. So a match pair design is just a specialized type of block design in which you compare two individuals to themselves, or you compare individuals that are similar or the same in some way. Is there a reason for me to pair one individual up with another in a matched pairs design, a specialized type of block design?